On the left is our image in its raw state, and on the right is after raw processing. In this video, I'll take you through how I raw process my images using Capture One. My name is Kwekwaye, and this is Ghananie Photography. On the left side is our image in its raw format, and then on the right is what I have achieved using Capture One. I'll take you through a step-by-step guide on how to achieve this using Capture One. Let's clone our raw image. First of all, when you open Capture One, you need to study the histogram. Based on the histogram, you will know the direction in which you should go. The first thing I do in Capture One after loading my image is to come to this Levels tab and then click on this Magic Wand tool, which is to set it to auto. I like using this because it gives me a head start. Now with this, I come to Curves and then create my S curve. What this does is it gives me contrast. Instead of using the contrast tab here, I like to have control over it. And this is done on the Luma site, not on any other channel, but on the Luma channel. What it means is whatever curve I have applied here applies to only the luminosity, not the color. So let's have a quick before and after. So this is before the Luma curve, and then this is after. So it gives me contrast. Now, if you look at the shirt, we realize it's a bit overblown, like we've lost details. So what we can use to bring back the lost details is the high dynamic range bar here. So we go to highlight and then we try recovery. If you go all the way, everything comes back. And I don't want everything to be recovered. So I would go somewhere around 50. Yeah, this is fine. So with this, I've been able to recover some of the details. So let's have a quick look before and after. So this is before and this is after. Before and after. So by using the highlight slider under the high dynamic range, we've been able to recover some of the details in her attire. After doing all that, I go back to this magic wand under levels to bring it back to the settings under which it was. Now, looking at this image, it's quite well exposed, but I would like to increase the exposure just a bit here, just something very light. And then for the saturation, I would want to bump it up a bit. So somewhere 10 will do, yes. So that would make the colors pop. I think this looks too much. So I'll go somewhere 6. Okay, that's fine. Then I'll come again to the magic wand. I like playing with this all the time. Anytime I make some changes anywhere, I come back to the levels and then click on auto, and it works for me all the time. Now, if you look at the image, it's looking well, but I think it looks a bit too warm. So I would work on the white balance. Here, if we come here, we look at, we see a couple of predefined settings here. It's always safe to play around flash and daylight, especially when strobes have been used. And in this case, strobes have been used because if we look in her eyes, we see we see this softbox here, which means a strobe has been used. And most strobes are around that temperature. So let's look at daylight. Okay, this looks a bit too cool. Let's look at flash. Flash will most likely look warm. Okay, so between flash and daylight, that's where I want to be. I don't want flash, I don't want daylight. I want to be in between. Now, if you look here, flash is at 6,100 and then daylight is at 5,200. I want to be in between those. So we can go to 5,600. And that looks good. One other trick is you can use the eyedropper, and I can see this is like a gray canvas that was used. So let's click somewhere in here or here. We play around and then see what white balance it will give us. So that is around 5,700. So we are safe using 5,600. So let me reset this and then go to daylight and then change it to 5,600. Good. We have a white balance back. So this is looking good. Now let's look at before and after. So this is before, and this is after. So far, so good. Now, after doing all that, I'll come here again and then click on this. So far, if you noticed, we have used only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the tools here for our work. There are a lot more, but basically, this is all I want to do here. Everything here looks very good. I don't need to work on color balance, or any other thing here. Now, this is done here, so I can send the image to Photoshop and then retouch. So in the next video, I'll take you through how to retouch this in Photoshop. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, this will be the right time to do so that you don't miss when I post the next video, which has to do with retouching this same image in Photoshop. Let me know in the comments if you prefer using Capture One or Lightroom for your raw processing. Don't forget to like this video and share it with someone you know will benefit from.